bam, the adjustment, right? The crack, the the realigning. And we come out of this and we're like, well, what just happened? All of that build up, what just happened? What's going on now? Or what's the state of the world right now? What's my path? Hello, beautiful creatures. Welcome to my channel. I am Aradia, the Witch of Dark Light, and I hope you all are doing well. It feels like it's been like forever since I've sat in front of the camera. So this video is going to be just me catching up and sharing some things that have been going on with the collective and myself. So if you want to hear all about that, grab a seat, grab something to drink. I have my coffee here, and let's chat about it.
Can't have one without the other. The dark without the light.
So I've been kind of, well, not quiet, but a little more laid back with posting videos and shorts. I've been a little more active on my Patreon, however, and behind the scenes with other things. But this is, this Mercury retrograde, right? I want to talk a little bit about that, because when we go through some things, we have to understand that it's important for us to disconnect, to kind of like reboot. And it doesn't have to be like you see videos of people vlogging about them rebooting and all of these changes. That in itself exhausts me looking at that. So for me, what rebooting looks like is just taking a step back and thinking about what is going on. Am I content? Do I feel drawn or pulled to something? If so, why? So I just sit with that and just do the things that I love when I disconnect, and find things that keep me in like a peaceful vibration so that I can vibrate higher to be able to hear those messages. Because a lot of times when we do disconnect, it just makes someone get stressed out even more because they don't know how to do that. And some of the ways that I feel that is important when it is that you want to disconnect is finding things that bring peace to you so that you can be in a state of being able to channel the messages that are being sent to you. So I've been kind of disconnecting in very minimal disconnect to kind of figure out some things. I know this Mercury retrogrades are times for you to do that. And this solar eclipse, you should document and write down how you felt leading up to the solar eclipse. And then, because there's all this hype, this fear, go and buy all the things off the grocery shelves and stock up your homes, and just, you never know what's going to happen. All of this fear was put out there leading up to the day of the solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse happened. It has passed. And you're left with all of that anxiety that was built up into like this very anticlimactic moment. You're like, oh, the eclipse was so beautiful, right? It was for me. I sat, and during the eclipse, I did go outside to see some of it towards the ending of it when it was almost, done. But during that moment, I sat and did my singing bowls to be able to just connect with that energy, that vibration, that frequency that's taking place. Connect with it, hear, listen, observe, so that I can be open to possibilities, be open to if there is something for me to receive, a download. So I sat with that for a little bit and just meditated and did some chanting and speaking some chant words and and just letting go and being free in that moment. You know, a lot of times it's difficult for us to be free in a moment, to let loose because there's people around. So that happens to me sometimes. So thankfully in this moment there weren't people around, but you know, a lot of times I don't care. I sat and I just like I chanted, I vibrated words, sounds, you know, movement, and did all of those things to be free in that moment to be able to channel. So that's what I did the during the eclipse. And also I thought what was really beautiful was the a YouTube creator called Beanbag Hagwag. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But I will put her just in case on the screen here. But she did such a lovely ceremony, cacao ceremony, for the solar eclipse. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Being in a moment, being able to tune out what's around you so that you can be in a moment, because a lot of times we're always like wondering what's happening next. So that is what for me disconnect is. And I turn on some I'm always turn on music every stage of what it is that I'm doing. Well, I always turn on music, but it is, I think it's important to do those things that taps you in, and music is one of them, specific music. But I do that. And then what I have been doing lately, most of all, which is what I'm getting back into, and I'm even thinking about working on selling prints, because art is a love of mine. It's a passion of mine. And that was something that was broken through trauma. You know, when you grow up, sometimes parents don't realize the severity of some of their words. And I wanted to be an artist. I was talented. I was in school, elementary school, and in middle school. I was in art shows and exhibits. And, you know, most parents in the era that I grew up, most parents didn't see that as something that you can do for a living. So there's that, right? So I went through getting over the trauma of that, and you know, working my way into understanding that this is a passion of mine. It's a part of me, and I can't ignore a part of me. So you'll always find when I go to disconnect, I go into creating, because that's a form of tapping into your intuition, being innovative and imaginative, creating. So I've been doing a lot of that, and I will share with you soon some of those things, because I am creating prints that I want to share with the world. I want to share my art with the world. And I just, you know, I'm trying to find, even in that, trying to find what that is for me, what type of art, because there's so many ways you can be creative, right? So that's a lot of what I've been doing in my disconnect. As a old schooler, there's a lot of things that because so this is coming from my perspective, you know, being coming from the old school perspective, and the ways that we did things. So that still think is relevant in the way that we want to learn things today when it comes to spirituality and other things as well. So I know I myself am such a book lover. Like sometimes I get books just to have them. I don't even, you know, so that I know, okay, it's there when and if I'm going to read it. But I like to have them to refer back to. And if I have a question, let me go look at that book. And I just love books. Sometimes they're just pretty. And I just love to have the feeling of the book, just knowing that I have that knowledge available in the book in my home. So I'm a book lover. However, when it comes to practicality, right? When it comes to You really learning, especially the way that is necessary for you to learn. You're not going to find that in a book. I always hear, is there a book for that? What book should I read to help me with that? There are books. There's books, there's videos, there's so much out there to help you, right? However, your own personal experience is key, is the key to you understanding what it is that you need to understand. So I know what comes with that is fear, because the fear of making a mistake, the fear of something backfiring, all of these fears stop you. But a book, even the book that you read, it could be something that is not meant for you. Like the way that you naturally do something may not be, that book may not be right for you, because it's giving you information based on a general, like it's giving you a general answer, right? So it might be the wrong answer for you. Not that it's giving you wrong information, but for you it might be wrong. So this is why it's so important for you to just say, you know what? Let me just put the book aside and do what I feel is right. Do what I think I like, right? Because a lot of times, if you like something, if you're drawn to something, a lot of times that is your intuition telling you this is the way that you should do it. This is the way that you are going to manifest the answer that you are looking for. And I'm not saying that having a structure and a foundation and the basics is not important. Those are absolutely 100% important. But I'm speaking for those that are reliant on a book. You need to, the book can only take you so far, is what I'm saying. It can only take you so far. You can, you get to a certain level, right? And then you're like, okay, I got to this level. Now I need a book for the next level. But you can't get to that next level unless you try, you fail, you do it again, you fail again, and then you succeed. And through that journey, it's all in the journey, right? Through that journey, you will have gained the understanding of, okay, I see why it's maybe not the best way to do it that way, but I see the comparison because you have something to work with. You have an experience to relate to. So the book can't do that for you, because the book is written based on, first of all, someone's perspective when they're writing it. You can try to be as non-biased as you want, but it's still going to be a general statement, right? The foundation, the basics. But you need to experience things to find out what your magic is. You'll never find what your magic is in a book. Even now, you'll find in cultures, ancient cultures, that they had the medicine woman or the medicine man and the shaman, the witch doctor of the tribe. And they were the elders of the tribe, because there is something, I don't care how smart you are, I don't care how intuitive you are, there's something about experience that takes you to the next level. And these elders of the tribes, right, they have experienced it. They'll say, okay, what may be logical right now may seem logical, but I've experienced that, and this may not be the best route for you to take because of that, right? Because you have that experience. So this is kind of has become a big pet peeve of mine, and I want people to experience it, because this is where the beauty of it comes in. You'll have that feeling, right? This is the magic of it, right? If you are reading in a book, how to perform this spell, how to cast a certain form of magic, it doesn't really hit home with you because you haven't, you don't have anything to compare that to. That's if, you're a beginner, you haven't experienced things. You don't have anything to relate to make you that passion ignite, right? So a lot of times, in order for you to really ignite some kind of this frequency that is a higher frequency that goes into the magic at this greater level, is because you tap into your dopamine and you're putting, all of that into the magic. It is because you feel it, right? A lot of times when you hear someone that is singing a song, they, first of all, they could sing, right? But they're singing a song, and they're singing a song that is telling the story that they have experienced. You could feel it. I'm getting chills thinking about it. You could feel it. When someone maybe asks a question, right? And you're giving them the answer based off something you have experienced, they're going to feel it. They're going to feel that coming out of in your words that you speak. So experience this power in experience, this magic in experience, because it takes you to the next level, and you're not going to find that in a book. I hope you get what I'm saying. My whole point in saying this is because I can feel when people are truly trying to be free from something or want to learn something, or like it's like on, when you say it's on the tip of your tongue, like you feel it, you're like on the precipice, you're on the edge of it, and you just don't know the next step to take, is because you are in fear of actually putting it into practice, actually doing it, actually casting that circle to create your magic. So once you get past that and experience it, then you can relate to it. Then you can say, okay, now I know for the next level, I understand that part of it. So now I can like go to the more advanced, go to from, beyond the basics. So that's enough ranting about that. I hope you understand and share your thoughts about it, because I think this is a very important thing to understand when you're coming into the world of spirituality and magic and the occult realm. Is you have to experience it in order for you to move to the next level. You have to. You're not going to find your path in a book. I know I spoke about the solar eclipse earlier in the video, in regards to like disconnecting, and after that, when it comes to my what it is that I was doing. But I want to talk about, I always want to talk about something, right? But I want to share my thoughts on what I feel, or just talk about what's happening right now. Like I was saying, you build up to all of this anxiety, and then after the aftermath of that, it's like, what next? Now, when I mean what's next, I don't want to talk, I'm not talking about when I'm saying, disconnect. I want to also talk about the shift that's taking place, right? The different energies that are in the air, the kind of shift and realignment, the adjusting. So it's like when you go, I have this visual of you going to the chiropractor, and you go to the chiropractor, and they call it, I think, from what I can remember, they call it adjustments. And you go in, and what that means is, your body has gone through all these stresses, of the day, of the week, of the month, depending on how long it is, like your last visit, or if you've ever went. But you go in to adjust your body, to realign your body. So you go, you lay on the table, they get to cracking your shoulders, your neck, and first there's a little pain, but that's like when you work out, there's a little pain, right? But then, get up, you sit up, and then there's like, you feel a little woozy because you've just been realigned. And then after a day, it depends on what, how, if that was your first time and how bad your body needed to be adjusted. But when you come out of that, you're back to normal. It is like there's channels, like your nervous system and all of those things now can fire in your body, and energy points, and because you're aligned. So this is much like what is happening, the aftermath of the solar eclipse. So the solar eclipse came in as like, bam, this shift. And I'm not just saying it's because of the solar eclipse, but there's a lot of things that are happening in the cosmos right during this time. Bam, the adjustment, right? The crack, the realigning. And we come out of this and we're like, well, what just happened? All of that build up, what just happened? What's going on now? Or what's the state of the world right now? What's my path? I feel something, I feel drawn to something, I feel pulled to something, I feel like I should be doing something different, but I'm not quite sure what that is. Did I miss it? Was there a message for me? Did I, was there a rapture and I missed it? So you have all of these questions. So that's when, after you've gotten the adjustment, and you're like, okay, now you're woozy. You gotta like get your balance back. So that's kind of what's happening right now. And this is during those times is when you really need to find ways that works for you, that you raise your vibration so that you could connect, you could plug in to be able to channel and get those downloads and hear those messages, connect in the astral and have those dreams. Let those messages come in your dreams. If you watch me, my famous prayer, give you the eyes to see and the ears to hear the messages that you send me. So this is very, very important right now. Chant that all day. Let that be your mantra. Give me the eyes to see and the ears to hear the messages that you send me to my ancestors, spirits, and guides, right? So, and gods of old. So right now we're going through that, and some people feel it as tension, some people feel it as confusion, some people feel it as like a disconnect, some people feel the weight of what's going on in the world, and some people are more sensitive than others and feel it in different ways. All of this is happening right now, but the best way, no matter how it is that is coming at you, in order for you to, because these are messages, these are things that can help us. It just doesn't feel like that. If we tune in, we can ride those waves. This is what tuning in is. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fix the problem or fix whatever it is. It is you're going to gain the understanding and the awareness how to ride those waves right now, and you'll be able to channel better answers. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like I just rambled a lot, but I hope that makes sense, because right now I'm hearing a lot of people say, I feel funny, I feel off. I feel different. I feel like there's tension, but that's just a lot of the aftermath. And then we're coming into wherever your Taurus is at. We're still not finished. We still got a little more. We got Jupiter conjuncting with Uranus, and Jupiter alone is like, a powerhouse, but we got Uranus. It's meeting up with Uranus, and Uranus is like, whatever you're doing, Jupiter, bam, let's make this happen right now. So we got that happening in Taurus. Taurus is agriculture, the earth, finances, money, so like this grounding energy, stability. So Uranus gonna come in and shake all of that up. But so we got that coming at us during this time. So when we come out of this retrograde, when we come into May, we're gonna be like, whew. We're gonna be like, okay, that was a tough one, but and maybe not. Maybe you are tapped in and you are riding those waves. But this is for those of you that, if you're watching this this and you've made it this far to the video with me rambling, if you're watching this and you are feeling that and you are not understanding it, this is what's happening, right? There are things that were predicted, and things that were destined, and things that are being forced and manipulated. This is all happening in the cosmos, and this is what you are feeling, and it affects us individually in our lives according to what our purpose, our path, and who we are with what is going on and how we are aligned to it. So tap in, connect to your higher self, and try to do your best to stay in those vibrations. It's not easy. It's a daily it's a daily fight for me. So there's always something that comes in and like sends my vibration down low, and then I'm like, okay, no, I gotta do the thing that's gonna raise it back up. I am really enjoying doing the lives with my husband. We're going to scale it back with how long the live is, because we just get to chatting, and it's how we conversate in the home about the esoteric topics, and we don't realize it's how much time has passed. But we are enjoying doing the lives. And the next one I think we're going to do, they're going to be on Wednesdays. I'm not sure if it's going to be every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, but when we know that we're going to do it, we try to, or at least I try to put it out a day or the beginning of the day. I'll post that we're going live, but we are enjoying that, and we have some ideas that to make it more spicy and creative and fun. So we will be continuing to do that, and maybe I have some ideas for the future with live that I will be doing by myself and potential guests. But stay tuned for that. I'm always coming up with something, and then in the end I'm like, I said I'm going to do all of these things and then I'm like, wait, that's a lot. But I have come to a place with this disconnect that I'm realizing how to scale back some things and also do the things that I really think is fun. So it's not a lot of work. So it's fun doing the lives. I don't have to edit anything. We're just flowing and talking, having a conversation about what it is that we love in our experiences. So I could do a live every day. That is not, that's fun for me. That is what I wanted to share with you. I feel like I'm drinking coffee. Sometimes I'm a little chatty with the coffee, but I did want to come on here and share some thoughts that are all over the place. So, do go over and check out my Patreon. At the time that I'm filming this, you won't catch it, but tonight we're going to be talking about the LBRP and what that is and how you can do it and why you would do it. And then our next Zoom is we're going over the Kundalini Awakening. So we're working through that. We're having different Zooms doing a Kundalini Awakening meditation to, because that's a long process. That's not like a one and done. You have to continue to work on that. That's not no microwave popcorn thing. Awakening is a process. So we're doing that over there and just some other fun things. But so do go over and check that out. And if you want to catch me doing some lives, which I disconnected, so I haven't been doing anything, but I'm jumping back on that. So if you want to become a channel member, please go ahead and check that out. Also, it's only $3, $2.99, and for the month, and it's specifically to share lives and some videos, early access to some videos, and also some of the Zooms that I do on Patreon. I do share with the channel members that they can join as well. So that is all for this video. I love you all, and into the shadows.